Hello,
Yep.
all. Welcome to the Bravo stream, the continuation of today's Siege matches. We just concluded a fantastic match on Cafe between the Moss Militia and the Booty Bandits, but now we're moving on here to Heartbreachers versus Hobs Little Smokies. Uh, let's get down into the nitty gritty of each roster here. For the Heartbreachers roster, we got Polo, Wandsboro, Lego, Paladin, and typically we would have Mythic, but he is being subbed in for today by the one and only Toxic. This, in my opinion, is one of the squads with the most amount of potential in this league. And they're going up against Hobbs Little Smokies, consists of Leonidas Mama, Indian, Relic, Ninetails, and Blue Devil. A lot of old faces, a lot of newer faces on here as well. I recognize Leonidas as well as Relic and Ninetails from previous seasons, but Indian and Blue Devil we have not seen before, and I'm excited to see what they get up to in this upcoming map, which we will see in just a moment. We have the map bands up here. We are heading over to Theme Park. I don't know about you, Simon. Excuse me. My apologies. I'm being joined by Simon today. Hobbs stepped out. How you doing, Simon?
I can't complain, man. How about yourself?
I'm all right.
Good.
We're going over to Theme Park. I am really excited for this match. I love myself a good theme park.
You know, Rock, that's crazy. I used to hate theme for a very long time, and I'm starting to come around to it, enjoy it a little bit more. I think it's not as intimidating as it once was, but it's a map that we're seeing a lot of play, especially in the T1 and T2 area. So I'm excited to see what these two teams, who do both have a lot of potential, bring to the table today.
I had similar thoughts about Theme Park, and we're getting into it just now. Here we got Heartbreachers on defense and Hobbs Little Smokies on the attack to start things off as we get into the ban phase. I'm curious to see what Heartbreachers ban here because typically they're going to go for some sort of, from what I've seen from Paladin, is uh, they really like this kind of specific target ban strategy. Well, they'll find players that'll do typically really well with one operator and they'll ban it out. Let's see if that holds true with that first attacking ban. They're going to ban
Hmm.
out that Dokkaebi.
Going the meta route, it seems. She's annoying. Get her out of here. I don't blame him.
It is rather annoying to clear. It is rather just better to have her off the board than to just have to bring a mute or deal with it every round.
A Ying. Now that is, I think, probably a bit more surprising here. I would say, definitely an operator we want to get off the board though. Cade, that's probably, I mean, that's pretty standard. So I mean,
I mean, I would say
let's see what
both of the
us.
bands from the Smokies are a lot more standard. Ying has kind of seen a little bit of a surge in bands, at least in T1 and T2 scenes, as well. You know, as Cade being that standard band, as well as Mira being the band on the Heartbreaker side of things, which means that we can see an Ozami, we can see a Solus. This is going to be a very interesting matchup going into round one. You can already see Toxic. He's going to hop onto the Solus initially.
And Oryx on Lego here,
It definitely seems like
and
a
Val.
roam heavy setup. Yeah.
Okay, well, Jackal's on the board, so free to take him.
Will be an interesting interaction between him and the Solus of Toxic. See who spots who first, I suppose. I would imagine it would probably be the Solus. Going to Armory and Throne as our first defensive site here being played.
And I think that kind of honestly plays really into the lineup here for Hobbs Little Smokies. It's a very execute based lineup. You know, we've got Devil on the Jackal here. so that's going to be great for a nice quick clear. But I imagine that we'll probably see some walls getting open rather quick, and I'm sure some smokes out as soon as we can for an execute. So excited to see what we got going on here.
Devil swapping over to the he was swapping over to the sledge. He decided against it, hop back onto the jackal. I would like to touch on that Osa pick as well.
Mm. Go
It
ahead, Rock.
could, I think it could be entirely possible that the Smokies could try to go for a very quick execute on that excuse me, on that maintenance wall by just walking in with the Osa, but it looks like they're gonna forego that and instead they're gonna go for a more top oriented clear over by the cafe side.
Yeah, interesting choice in entry out. I mean, Relic is already in cafe here. Spotted the vigil here, who's backing off, trying to buy some time. Down goes Relic though, Toxic with a nice cross.
That is a very hard position to just clear in general, especially with uh, that's the Osa. But now the shields are gone. All of that utility is going to be gone. Toxic still in this position. He finds a nice pick on the Ninetales, as well as just burns a lot more utility. The Zofia stuns are gone. That's a 3K for Toxic. As he managed to find Devil now. Make that a quad! Leo falls as well. He's hunting for that ace. It's all left to Indian. He's going to flick.
Oh.
No ace for Toxic, but also no flawless either. He's going to swing onto Wansboro. That's an easy frag. Toxic going nuclear in the first round to secure Heart Breacher to their first defense.
They were committed to that top floor clear.
A little too much so.
Little too much so. Little too much so. I don't know, but on to round number 2, we've got a chance to change the tide here. At least tie things back up.
You do. That was a little bit of a questionable choice, sending in not only the Osa first, where you need those shields going into the late round for that execute, but also you just keep feeding Toxic ones. Like that's just something that can happen.
Exactly. He was literally able to hold down just one position for literally the entire round. And that's 4 people off the board within a minute and a half at max. That's tough. But here we are in initiation. Top floor. Not as easy as a clear. I mean, if we want to, well, I don't know. Personally, I prefer to hit cash. I like cash if it's available. I take it. There's no mirror on the board. I want to take it.
Cash is definitely a lot easier to take without a Mira, but I don't know. Call me basic. I prefer myself just a nice cafe take.
Nice cafe take. Okay, I hear you.
Go over towards cafe, clear out the arcade side. Just take that that bunk and daycare area. Take over the initiate wall, and nothing really to it.
There's 2 ways to go about it. Let's see what they choose.
It
looks like
for the former way. Might look to go over towards a cash take. IQ. That's enough you don't see every day.
That is a Leo specialty. That's a former teammate right there. Sending my love to Leo.
Into the discovery phase we go as the drones will come out from the side of the Smokies, trying to pick apart and prod at this defense a little bit. They prod a little bit too hard as Paladin. He'll find that opening pick under Relic from the office head holes. Looking into cash. That's the mute getting that opening pick. Now, minute left on the board. There's no response from the side of Smokies. There could have been. Paladin pushed up. He's going to take a lot of damage off of Indian.
I don't think Indian expected him to be there, but Devil with a nice nade on the Lego. On the other side of the map here, Devil's made his way inside of a cafe here. Looking to create a distraction on the other side. See what he can pick apart over here. Little does he know, 2 roamers on this side. They've got to rotate here. Leo, though, takes out wands. Underneath, looking for cameras doing IQ things. Trying to take any valuable pieces of utility from the defense that he can.
Toxic, he'll find a way to trade the main count back in their favor, but he is now on 1 health. A lot of lumps being taken on both sides. Indian on 1 health, Ninetales on 50 health. Make that 0 as Paladin swings up. He might find a second. Yes, he will. That's a triple for him in the round. Now it's all left to Leo with a minute left in the round. In a 1v3. This is doable for him. Got a couple of players are low health, and with that 5-5-2, he can definitely make quick work of them, but he's just going to stall out on this repel. Drops down. Might try to look for an overaggressive Toxic. He unscopes at the wrong time. Toxic closes the round out with a kill from the P90. And that's going to be Heart Breachers with 2 defensive rounds in a row.
That's right. They're tearing things up on the defensive side here. Hobs Little Smokies is looking for something here to take on this offensive side. I mean, we're gonna head here to I guess a tertiary site in Bunk and Daycare. So I mean, maybe they may have a little bit more luck with this, but I'm not sure. What do you think is going wrong here? Is it just I mean, I see them droning. So I mean, are they not droning enough? Are they not capitalizing on this information quick enough? What do you think, Rock?
Well, in my opinion, I see the problem with these attacks right there, and Toxic is playing him. That Solus is probably being incredibly pivotal to what they can and can't do in the mid-round, because off he goes. He's got that scanner out to try and find some drones early, and the more drones he finds in that pick phase is the less they have to use in the mid-run. That's the less drones they can set up for flanks. That's less drones they can use to set their entries up. There's definitely a lot of drone work coming in from the side of the Smokies, but with that Solus impeding a lot of that potential drone work that could potentially come of it. And there it is. That's what I've been talking about, is that they're not able to get as much information as they would want.
And off we go. Little playful interaction between teammates here. Ninetales on the Ash, looking to make an entry here. Looks like they may go the cafe route again. Droning it out for sure. Clearly they prepared for it. There's a shield here waiting for the entry. Player behind it. Ninetales just checking that single panel back there to see if it's broken or any indication of a punch hole. Taking things slow. Hatch is open. And Toxic is playing down here in bathroom, trying to see if he can find anything.
Lego getting some late castle barricades off. That's always a very scary thing to do. Like re-barricading castle barricades on outdoor windows.
It's a minute into the round.
That is a very stressful thing to do when your castle is just like, please don't be someone outside. Please don't be someone outside. Ninetales making really good headway into the cafe area, taking that initial aggression. There, he's going to spot the head, and out come the kills. All of a sudden, now it's just a 1v5. It's all Toxic left. And how about a flawless round to have the Smokies win their first attack as a response to the 2 defenses won by Heart Breachers?
And tertiary side it is. It just looks like maybe just not prepared enough for a defensive hold there, but more so for the others. The others, I think, are a lot more commonly played sites in ranked. I know I prefer initiation myself. I just like the site. I don't know.
It is a fun site to hold. Theme Park is just a fun map to play. I feel like we keep coming back to this, where we just Theme Park is just a good map. Theme Park is based. That's the official. That's also the official BroLeague position. Is Theme Park is based.
Based indeed. Defense gonna bring it back down to Armory though, and see if their luck remains here, or if that last round here from Hobs Little Smokies is giving them some momentum. Be interesting to see.
We definitely shall see here.
Toxic is he's loving the Solus, and I'm here for it.
He is loving the Solus, and he's doing well on it. So there's
He
not
is.
exactly a reason for him not to be
Yeah,
on
if it
that
ain't broke, don't
Solus.
fix it.
Look at the quick work that he's also making on that. 3 drones in the prep phase already gone. That's some really good
That's
work being
there's
done by the Solus.
still a drone in the map. One I see one outside here, so at least there's some sort of conservation for their resources. But off we go. 3 drones the lesser, but able to safely make it to the rappel here to get onto the roof. Plot out their next moves. And I imagine it looks like they're going for another top-down clear here, which I think is a good idea. Except for Leo.
I
They
do
do
like
have
the amount of info game that they're bringing to back up that kind of drone economy that they have. They're bringing that line. They're bringing the Yana. They have that IQ to spot out those gadgets to maybe save them some time.
yes.
It's I'm not sure if they know if their drone economy is a weakness that they have and they're bringing this just to supplement it, or if it's for some other reason. But the info-based lineup, based on crowd control here, is really nice to see.
Yeah, I definitely agree, especially when it has been such a struggle with that information. Ninetales barely missing the head on was that Toxic there?
This is Lego, I believe.
Was Lego? Lego on the alibi. And dropping out of cash really quickly through the hatch, making a quick getaway, wasting a lot of time here, I'm noticing. Toxic, though, sneaks up with a nice headshot on the Leo. Got another one around the corner. He
There he is
hurt him,
again.
takes out Ninetales, but quickly traded by Relic.
That's just something. That's just someone you can't have on that flank in the late game. Toxic is just a masterclass of that late game flank. Oh, Lego almost botches that flank. He manages to find one under Relic. That's the Lion gone, and now all of a sudden, Smokies are on the back foot once again. Because now it's just Devil and Indian left in a 2v4. This is still doable for the side of the Smokies, should they play their cards right. Indian swinging into Gong. He alerts, I believe that's Lego, of his position now. He knows that the ace is approaching. The flick onto that will not be enough. Indian, he'll find a pick to try and equalize this into a 2v3. Devil to assist.
Brings us ever
Now
so
40
close.
seconds. Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine, man. 40
All
seconds
right.
left in a round. ADSs are still up. There's one burn. Trying to get rid of that shield here. Oh, Nade misses the shield, tags the player, Paladin, I think, a little bit. Paladins takes out by Devil, but downs Indian in the process. 20 seconds left. One door. Looks like they are going to rotate. They're going to give that away as well. Opening the wall maybe for a distraction here.
This is a
They
very
don't know where the
risky
two players
rotate
are.
here, especially into split, but Devil, he's got that pick. He might have 2, but it's a 1v1. 5 seconds left. Wandsboro just has to play the clock. Indian has got to push in. He knows where he is, but he doesn't have the time on his side. Heart Breachers with a 3rd defensive round off of a big clutch from Wandsboro.
That was an incredible round that we just watched there, Rock. Honestly, though, like the entire time watching, especially with Toxic here, still roaming that late into the round, Toxic and Lego, it just hits home on the fact, even though they bought that information-based lineup, missing out on those drones and having that extra intel that they could have had later on in the round, it allowed for Toxic to be there a minute and a half into the round and get those quick picks that, I mean, ultimately changed the tone of the entire round, in my opinion.
Yeah, you saw that with them forcing a very late and risky rotation from the 2 remaining members of the Smokies, trying to go through split. And while it was fairly doable, as Devil managed to make a fantastic entry, it was still not enough, as he got a little too over aggressive there, and eventually just handed the Heart Breachers their 3rd defensive round on a silver platter there. So
Yeah.
you got to attribute a lot of that work to Toxic. He's also, I've been mentioning the work he's been doing on the Solus, not just taking out the drones, but taking out players as well. 8 and 3
8 and
going into
3.
round 5.
I was just watching that myself. I mean, he's an immense value to his team right now. In both categories here. And here we are though, electing for an east side take. Or at least that's where they're spawning. Ninetales looking to...
seem that way.
Yeah. Out goes the hatch. It looked like Ninetales was downstairs looking to drone out that bottom area. If I, bottom yellow. Oh, we've got a bathroom rappel here. Nice little cutoff angle. Not sure if he's acting off of information. It doesn't look that way. I don't believe I saw any silhouettes in that area.
Could just be looking to get a little bit cheeky, trying to catch a rotation here. Polo with an opening pick here, but Indian to respond. He has that trade. Ninetales falls. That's not exactly a player you want to have dormant. That's your Ash player. That's someone that you want to be winning those initial gunfights. He's 1 in 4 currently. You have Indian trying to back him up. He's been doing a fantastic job on the trade. Relic has been managed to clear up space inside of the bunk and daycare areas, trying to track out this member, but Toxic on this late flank. Does Relic know? Slowly up the head of the line will present itself, and there it is, cut down by Toxic. You might have a second, but Indian is there with a trade as well. It's the second trade he's gotten on this round. On that
Playing
pace.
that trade game. Oh, well positioned from him.
That is something I do like about the squad, and specifically Indian. He is in a spot where he's joining in his teammates. He's in that spot where he can get those trades for his team. He's going to be in a spot where he can support his teammates again. He's going to drone out, I believe, that Lego, the warden, inside the break room. He's going to be supporting Devil, trying to make that entry, sprays to the wall, trying to make a edible here. Devil, I believe, knows of his position. He's been downed, actually.
Do they know he's down, though? And more importantly, do they know of Paladin's position here?
It's going to be a triple for Devil in the...
It wasn't Paladin.
There's going to be a quad for Indian. Now he's going to try to get the plant down. He's doing it all today. Bright 3 will come in onto Paladin. That's Devil, and the cross is just too strong. Smokies with another defensive round off of a great heroic effort from Indian.
Came massive that round of 4K plus the plant. What more can you ask from your heart breacher? A lot of droning. I guess you can ask for that, right? I guess. But initiation office we go. Quick kill check. Indian now topping his team with 7 kills, followed closely by Devil with 5. Relic and Leo with 2, Ninetales with 1. Toxic on the other hand here, 8 and 4. Paladin with 4 and 3. Lego with 1. Wands with 2. And Polo with 1. 3 and 2 on the scoreboard for Heartbreachers.
Smokies have managed to claw back 2 attacking rounds here. That is, in my opinion, a fantastic round differential to have, especially when you lose those initial defenses there. So if they manage to equalize into a 3-3 half here, that is a really good half to have, especially when you are down that bad in those rounds that you should have won there.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I think momentum is definitely helping out Hobs' Little Smokies right here. They, I mean, that 4K last round was massive. And I mean, they're definitely looking to tie things up here, round 6. A reposition of the drone for Relic over here, as it looks like they are looking to take another, maybe a cash take. Or they could rotate all the way back over to Cafe again, which is, I think, probably more likely at this point, from what I've seen from Hobs' Little Smokies. They like their cash takes for Cafe.
Definitely
Nine
see.
Tail making me eating my words though.
Just seeming like this attack is a little bit all over the place now, isn't it? You got Ninetales over on the cash barrel because it's going to light up Paladin. You got Relic still on the roof, joining over towards the cafe side. You got a couple of players looking to entry towards a niche. This is a very kind of spread out attack, and it does kind of make me worried a little bit. Paladin is going to respond into Ninetales as well as, I believe that's Polo on the Legion. The T5 will pitter patter away at Ninetales, reducing his health to a sliver of what it once was. And Paladin, he's just going to go away and remove what little was left. Devil, he'll equalize onto Wansboro as the nade will come out. And he's just going to make his way down into Initiation. Relic with a big double kill on the round. Paladin and Polo both fall toxic on the ground, but still retrievable. All on Lego in a technical 1v4. He is miles away from the bomb site, and with that EE1D popping off, there's not a whole lot that he can do in this scenario. He's going to try to retake up Dragon here, but that P10, does he see the Claymore? Yes, he does. He does see that second Claymore. Not a whole lot they can do. They know he's in this position now. There's not a whole lot of room that he can shove and push for now. Devil, he'll finish off what little was left of Toxic. Now with the clock slowly ticking down, this is looking more and more like a Smokies round. Lego's going to get what is most likely an impactless frag as Ian as well as Devil swing onto him. And that's going to be a 3-3 half now for the Smokies.
3-half, they got it together. And I mean, the positioning, again, is excellent. I love the positioning here on the post plant. I mean, just being able to set up that cross, waiting for, I mean, the player to walk into their crosshairs, essentially, is what just happened there. Two excellent players.
It was fantastic positioning. There was a fantastic drop from Devil. He managed to pick up 2 on that round.
Yeah, that was huge. Really long angle into bunks there, too.
That's what you want to see. I am excited to see this Smokies defense here and how they manage to attempt to defend. I believe Armory and Throne is our first defense here. Yes, it will be. They're matching the amount of Solus that's being brought from the side of Heart Creatures by matching it with their own. Rollick is going to be on the newest Colombian operator.
Mm-hmm. Exciting to see that getting brought out.
Also a lot of traps being brought out. You got the Belusi as well as those Capcan traps that could prove deadly later in the round.
And the Switch is always an exciting time for me, especially when it's 3-3.
Yeah, it could go either way.
Could go either way, or it could go all the way, Rock. We'll be finding out here shortly.
I don't think my voice can handle all 15 right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
Especially
I
after
mean,
the game I just casted.
I have my preferences, you know. I do have to work tomorrow and stuff.
Struggling a little bit, trying to get that repel angle just right.
Not going to be able to repel the Polo, but that's okay. You'll find out in a minute.
Okay. It could be a fairly aggressive entry coming in here. Toxic, he's going to immediately try to take a gunfight with Relic. The exchange of damage will only be relegated towards Toxic's side, as he's now withered down to about half health. Relic, he's getting aggressive here. I believe that do Heart Breachers? No, they do in fact, and that's going to be that opening pick found. That's a big pick to have go early. That Solus is incredibly potent in the late round, and Relic got a little too greedy. He wanted to get that opening pick and fall off, but in that position, you don't really have the option to.
Yeah, he was met with a swift hail of gunfire there, not gonna lie. It's a lot of people entering in the cache there.
Heart Breachers are able to establish this vertical presence very early. They've managed to establish it like 140 in the round, which is very, very impressive. It's very quick work being made by this side. Now, all the players from Smokies are either on site or they're on that work position that Devil's on. Which, if they want to push down that yellow stairs, they could run into him. But Ian, he'll fall to Lego from that vertical angle, as now the sledge is coming in to assist the buck. Make up the holes going into this final
Wall
minute.
is going to get open. They held out for a good little minute there with the impact tricks from Lucy in the corner. But as I say that, Paladin takes off just Ninetales off the board here. Brings us to a 5v2. 35 seconds left in the round. Oh, who's that off site over there?
That would be Devil, my friend.
Devil's off site. Still looking for quick little rotate. Oh my goodness. Gets the intel on wands. Flicks onto a head there.
The Devil would in fact be in the details, and if he can read between those lines, he might be that difference maker in the 2v4. Paladin's getting that plant down. Now with it confirmed, Leo, he'll find one onto Paladin. That's the planter gone, but now it's him in a 1v3. He's got a bunch to find and half his health missing now. As he'll try to swing outside of split, but Lego has his arms lying in wait. Is now Heart Breachers will find an attacking round.
Very very organized there by the Heart Breachers. I think they did made really quick entry. Got a nice quick pick. You know, take the advantage. They started working that wall rather quick too, so well played from them. Brings us here to a 4-3 though. Now we're going up to initiation in office. And, we're gonna drop the yeah, we're dropping the Solus. Looks like they're gonna bring in a Zami instead. That's always makes for some interesting gameplay.
It is. You always see something new every day with Azami, man.
Yeah.
So I'm intrigued as to what Ninetales has in store for us, as to where those Kiba barricades are going to be placed.
Looks like they're gonna bring a Valk as well. Ian on the Valk here. Love it. Get some extra intel. I mean, when she's available, gotta play it. I'm a fan of banning Valk, to be honest with you. I mean, I know there's a lot of other operators that we could ban, but she's super strong, man. Especially with a team that knows how to communicate really well. It can be hard to deal with.
Doesn't look like they're going for a bunk extension at all. Looks like they're just going to go bunker inside of sight. Or make some holes looking over towards Cash and Control, but that's really going to be about it as far as outward peeking angles go. Not a whole lot of roam presence being displayed. I like the Capitao pick. I am curious as to see where they would use it, because my immediate thought would probably be clearing off some of those head holes in either Inish or Cash.
Mm-hmm.
Because especially if they drone this out and they notice that there's not a bunk extension, so that there's no rotate into the bunk area, they could just smoke off those head holes and go for a quick execute into the initiation zone.
But they are trying to make a cash entry here, though. So we've got the Yana clone coming out. Quickly gets stopped by the mute placed in the bathroom here. Ninetales holding the bathroom down from inside behind the cover of this Azami barricade. She knows there's at least one player. I don't know if she knows that there's two. There's that fire coming out. And the smoke. Gets the door in the head holes, and Lego makes his way through.
Relic, he'll find that opening pick onto Paladin, and that's the hard breach gone. As well as the case drop for a microsecond before Wansbro is able to retrieve it. But that ace being gone is huge. And now here comes the rest of the Smokies, as Relic and Ian will find one apiece. But Toxic and Polo, they have that response. They're going to bring that back. Devil will get lit up by the D36 of Toxic, but he's not long for this world, as Leo, he'll find that pick. And now it's a 1v3. It's all on Polo. Still got all three EE1Ds in pocket, but he's not going to have the chance to use any of them. Devil shuts it out, and we are now equalized again at 4-4.
It's such a good game, Rock. Neither one of these teams are giving each other an inch, it seems like, since, I mean, what, like four rounds ago? 5 rounds ago? No, it was longer than that.
Yeah, there's definitely
Well, let's see.
hasn't been that big of a streak going on in terms of round earned by both teams. It's quite a competitive matchup, and I'm excited to see it.
I am. The closer we, or the longer this goes on, though, I mean, the closer we get to, I think, what may at this point be the inevitable, and that would be overtime. I'm sure I can probably hold you down if you need to go get some water. I understand you've been casting here for a bit, but if not, it's okay.
I would never abandon you.
I appreciate that, Rock. It's can be lonely here, casting by yourself.
Bunkin Daycare being brought out of that tertiary site, making its first appearance for the side of the Smokies. They're still focusing on that Ozmi, but they're also bringing out the Malusi to kind of reinforce that.
The more stuff they have to clear through, the better, in my opinion.
Oh, hold up. We have a Brava on the board.
Oh.
Will this be BroLeague's first Brava? Looks like it will be. Lego is going to bring out the newest attacker in Rainbow Six. There's going to be some interesting interactions here. There's not a whole lot that you can really hack with the Brava here. I mean, you do have the Malusi traps, you do have those ADSs, but in terms of you do have the mute jammers, but in terms of active utility, that's about it. You can hack the smoke cannons. I believe, hack the smoke canisters. You cannot use them. But considering they're that much of an active gadget, I do not believe much would come of it anyway.
Oh, Toxic had a clone pushed all the way up there to the rotate, and nobody able to capitalize off of that information. So it looks like everybody here is still
Ninetales is in this
roof.
position here, alongside Devil to reinforce him inside of the shower area there. Drone work is going to continue as Heartbreacher is still going to poke and prod at this defense, trying to figure out what is going on, what utility they need to deploy, who they need to deploy to take out these roamers. Lego's just gonna go inside a cache here. He's gonna try to find a pick here should they want to rotate off. Devil swings out. That's opening pick. Paladin drops. 5v4 now in favor of the Smokies. He's gonna swing out again. Toxic again. He will fall. And now that is a really good roam that you want from the side of Smokies, and it just keeps getting better. Ninetales. He'll drop the Brava of Lego now. Not even gonna get a chance to use those clutch drones. Now Relic swinging in to reinforce them. Now he knows he'll swing out. Wandsboro dropped, and now Polo is all that's left. Relying on the DMR. He'll pitter and patter away at Devil as he wants to swing out. And how about a flawless round for Smokies to get 2 in a row?
That one was tough. They definitely looked like prepared for it. I mean, at what point in office, what, like 2 or 3 people there? And just in the vicinity of the area. It looked like they definitely anticipated a push from that side. I don't know.
It definitely seemed like they were not prepared for Devil in that position. Everything else seemed to have fallen in place. They got the ace charge on that wall. They pushed Lego on the Brava up to catch any of those rotations, but they just let Devil through and couldn't win any of those gunfights. And that is why that initial push got shut down there.
Yeah, I agree. I also do think they're taking a little long on the information stage here as well. I mean, they were able to do these things, but I think a lot of times time is of the essence, especially when you need to take control of key areas pretty quickly. And it puts your team at that much of more of an advantage at that point. So
Lego kind of switching between the 6-pick operators. He was on the Lion. He debating switching over to the Sledge or the Sophia. This might seem like a very kind of hard push centric lineup here. You have the Finca being brought out on top of all this kind of heavy fragging roam clear stuff. You do have Lego sticking the Zafia. You have Wantbro on the Jackal. You have Toxic on that signature Yana. So I'm wondering if they might try to do a hard push here.
Hmm. I don't know. We're about to find out. Ian looking to get a little sneaky here on the Solus in control room. And not in the best of positions here. It's a dangerous game he's playing.
The most dangerous game. Luckily, he's got Devil to back him up on the Oryx. He's going to get droned out. Now, Heartbreachers might know vaguely how this roam is being played. There's not a whole lot of utility being invested here. There's just one reinforcement, and that is it. You have the two players, and that little bit of utility, and Paladin sees that, and he's going to get that opening pick. That's the Smokagon. Both supports meeting in a gunfight. Paladin is just better in that initial one, as Ace will get that opening pick, giving the man advantage over to Heartbreachers, coming in to under 2 minutes.
Lego here, just holding that off his door. I think Devil hears him though. The swing and the miss from Devil goes down by Lego, and also Wands takes out Indian as well. Brings us to a 2v4.
This is still doable for the side of the Smokies, but it is definitely going to be a lot more difficult. Leo getting pressured now from the throne door. He'll take a little bit of heat as now Paladin wants to get this yellow wall open. They will be jammed, however, so not much will come of that. Final minute goes down. Not a whole lot of vertical work being put in from the side of Heartbreachers. Now, as 50 seconds are now left on the clock, the more time that goes down, the stronger this scenario becomes for the Smokies. Ninetales and Split. Leo, I believe, still on that shield. Now they're going to make their way.
Do it. This is it.
They have one player on that vertical still. Ninetales watching that vault in. Leo on that long angle. He does not see Polo sneak in with the LMG. And Ninetales, he'll try to deny more, but nothing will come of it. Lego is just too good in that engagement, and we are now tied up again at 5-5.
Oh man, Polo with a massive kill there. Right at the end to kind of bring things home. That was tense for a second. I didn't mean to cut you off earlier, Rock, but I was just thinking, like, if there's a site on this map where you're gonna pull off a 4v2 and you're bunkering, it's probably gonna be Armory.
I would most likely agree with that.
Back upstairs we go though, and it's still neck and neck, 5-5. I think we're going the distance, man.
Nomad and Gridlock both being brought out. That's an interesting combo to bring out here. Two flank watch operators. I kind of find the term flank watch to be kind of deceiving because you're not watching it. You're just setting a gadget there and forgetting about it.
There are some who take the role a little more literal than others. But I definitely agree.
I suppose. Well, you don't really see a whole lot of flank watch players in general right now because they've kind of fallen out of the meta right now.
Yeah. No Solus on the board here. We're going to see some interesting pre-plays.
Suppose we shall. So they're going to go for a standard cafe overtake here.
This is a really interesting lineup here for Heartbreachers.
It is one of the lineups of all time, to be sure.
Oh man.
There's also an interesting kind of extension setup that Ian is playing. looking over towards the arcade window, trying to find a slim angle pick that he could, where he could possibly find that opening pick there.
Hmm.
He's just gonna fall off of arcade. He's gonna jump down that banister. Now the drones start coming in from the side of Heart Breachers. The Jackal will start working as well. Trying to
Gives
poke
position there.
at this roam game. They know where the Capcan is. Do they know that he's boosted up on this box? They might know now, as the Jackal track will try to find one. He'll see Relic, take some damage from the Capcan traps, but Toxic is eventually the one to lead it off in terms of opening pick. The smoke falls. The Valkyrie soon to follow, and Ian, as Lego falls as well. It's just a massacre for Heart Breachers now. As now it's just a 1v5. Devil, he's on a sliver of HP, trying to deny a flawless. He'll get hit with a flashbang. Full blind. 1 minute and 30 seconds left to try and at least deny a flawless. He'll start to run away, but the flawless is inevitable all the same as Lego closes it out. We are once again just... It's so close, man.
It is. It's back to back.
It's back to back from Heart Breachers, as I believe they are now on match point.
Let's see. See if they can get it done here. Let's see if they can close it out, or if Hobs Little Smokies has something to say about it. Looks like they're gonna take it to bunk and daycare here.
Will we go to overtime?
We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out.
It's a bold pick, picking the Doc on a potential last round of regulation.
Yeah, I mean, definitely not a conventional pick here, but
it's a bold move from Cotton. Let's see how it plays out.
Yeah. Maybe just a little stick close to Ian here. You know what I mean? Or stick close to Devil. Realistically, Devil is on 13-6 right now, and is putting in work in a massive way for the Little Smokies.
It really is. And the workload on the side of Heart Breachers is also kind of being equally shared across the players. You see Paladin 8-7, Toxic 10-8, Lego 9-7, and yeah, sure, you have Wands and Polo who are not negative, but they're pretty close to at least breaking even. Wandsbro is 2 kills off Polo 3. He's going to be swapping off that Gridlock to the IQ. Lego bringing the Flores out. We haven't seen that in this matchup yet.
It's an interesting little counterplay, I'm sure, because they're seeing the Azami here starting to set up her barricades. A lot of stuff to clear through as well. I mean, we got 5 Azami barricades if she makes it to the, later stages of the round. We got the Banshees from Lucy as well. So, great pick.
It is, in fact, a great pick. Now let's see how this goes in the final round of regulation.
Ian playing aggressive here in Cafe. He has an Azami barricade and an ADS here for protection. Looks like he's going to make his way into an early engagement. Maybe not. Heart Breacher's taking things slow as usual, just feeling things out, trying to get a good assessment, get a lay of the land, see where people are, see if they can capitalize on any weaknesses here. Looks like somebody, Toxic, has swung in to break. He took the head off of Relic. Huge positioning here from Toxic. That is just some big real estate.
Ian, he'll find a Pokemon elsewhere. Polo falls. Lego to keep that man advantage in the hands of the Heart Breachers. Now, he's now 10-7 on the round. Half the round has now been expired. He's going to push up towards that vending box. Devil wants to swing out. Toxic. He'll find Ninetales elsewhere. Now it's a 2v4 once again. Heart Breachers looking to close this out in regulation. Lego knows of Devil's position. He doesn't want him to swing back out. Wandsbro elsewhere finds Leo. It's a 1v4 for Devil with it all to do. The plant is going down. Wandsboro to close it out as Heart Breachers on Theme Park take it 7-5.
Impressive showing from both Heart Breachers and Hobs Little Smokies, though. That was an excellent game. I mean, it was super competitive the entire way through, and you can't ask for more than that. You really can't.
Of course you can. Great couple of games that we've had for us today. Just absolutely lovely couple of games. Well, Heart Breachers are your winners for today. They will take it away in regulation. We are so happy that you could join us on both the main and the Bravo streams for some incredible Siege tonight. And we will hope to see you next time, where we will be watching some more incredible teams play. So until next time,
Till
farewell.
next time.